So we have some garments in the book that we have a section devoted sort of sneaking around and things you can wear while you're putting up your yarn bobbing.
Does it button at the top?
They're sort of inspired by the conversations that we had when we were planning the book, and the ideas that we got from talking to people. They're more for fun than like actual,
Practical.
Although they're practical as well. So, yeah. So you can have the full buttoned up and covered up version, or you can just remove the neck and the sleeves and have like a 3/4 cardigan.
It was
Like a whole strip.
inspired by
Yeah, it was inspired by the 1963 Pink Panther movie. There's a chase scene in which Madame Clouseau is running from the cops, and she ducks into an elevator, and she takes off the collar from her coat and takes it off and turns it inside out, and takes off her wig and puts on a turban. And, she goes through this whole transformation, and then the cops that are chasing her find her a couple of floors later, and they're like, "Oh, sorry, madame," or "Oh, she must have gone back down." So try something based on that.
I know that we're going to knit it.
Yay! And then fingerless gloves are when you want to go bike at night. You have reflective argyle patches. These are actually knit from this yarn, so I'm going to buy some more later. And then when you want somebody not to discover you, you just pull them down.
You can hide and lurk in the shadows more effectively. It's all really fun, making stealthy clothing. This is one of the designs that was submitted for the book. Cable picture frame. So, the beautiful artwork that goes into the posters that are stapled onto telephone poles and then abandoned, you can, show your appreciation for one. Staple it up on top of there as it, deteriorates inside, and it's kind of wonderful. We did an interview for CBC TV a few weeks ago, and we pinned this up on top of, layered and layered, weathered, torn paper, and it looked absolutely wonderful out where it was meant to be.
And we have this,
Yeah.
which is Stephanie Japel designed a cacti cover, and I believe he lives in cacti.
Yeah.
When we came to photographing this, we're like, where in Vancouver are we going to photograph cacti? So this is, the photograph for this project's actually in the West End. We decided we might as well just put it on the beach here. So it's a very West Coast picture of the cacti.
I thought it would look fun, sort of lurking in an alley too, a little cactus.
Yeah.
But
yeah. We also have a knitted mushroom from a group called Knitted Landscape in the book, and Jeff and I were actually in Stanley Park because we're like, well, we have to go right into the deep forest in Stanley Park to photograph this mushroom. And a group of British tourists came along, and they're like, oh, there's a real BC West Coast mushroom! Looking up, and they're like, oh, this isn't real. So it's fun.
cool. Oh, this is one of our favorite things. We photographed this at the shop on the sandwich board out front. These are monster feet that you can sew around the base. They were designed for an American mailbox that has the little, the legs, right? So the artist drew a picture of these around the bottom of the mailbox and the lid opening, and but we don't have those kind of mailboxes up here, so we were trying to think of what else you could put them on. We did a crocheted version, so to put around, a parking meter is how we shot it.
It's a one-footed monster.
Yeah. But they look pretty great around just about anything. It's a really fun project, and it's really simple. It's cool the way with stuff like this. It's a very basic rectangle, a really basic triangle. It's a great beginner project, and the effect is just so good. So I was really excited about
Kids
this.
could put them around their ankles.
Yeah, totally. That would be great for a costume.
Yeah.
Never thought of that.
Well, and I have a funny story because we had a customer who was a tourist, came and sat on the couch, and while she was shopping for yarn, he was reading your book. And then, as he walked out, he goes, wait a minute, where are the feet on that side? Well, they were...
I was just trying to find it, actually.
Yeah, I think they wouldn't have lasted long if we left them.
Yeah.
Three more.
Do you want to do the DIY one?
Sure, we can talk about this. So this is actually something that's created by Eliza Solins, who's an artist who lives in Baltimore. And she had the idea that you could create pieces to go onto other Knit Graffiti artist items. So we have a bunch of pieces in the book about how to silk screen or how to make something out of paper. So once you see something like maybe the community garden piece at Davy and Burrard, you can say, oh, I appreciate that, I'll add to it. And I've actually noticed people have been adding to that piece that was done by an artist named Jessica Gillespie, who's just moved to Boston. So it'd be fun to see it grow a bit more.
Yeah, no kidding. This is a tree sweater. You obviously don't knit it in the round like this because you couldn't get it on, but we have one sewn up. This was done by an artist in Seattle who, her original tree sweater was just for a little tree outside of her house. It was red, and it got a lot of media coverage. And when we started doing the book, we thought, contact her and see if she wants to do a different one for us. So we, she added a cable to it and wrote it up for us. We actually, we have the one that was not sewn up that we shot around a tree, and it looks really lovely.
Yeah. It took us a while to find the right tree, the right spindly branch.
Yeah. So it has to be kind of just so. But.
And then we have knitted tool cuffs, so you can actually, like a commando badge, put your knitting tools on your arm when you're out doing
your darning needle.
And one that we don't have with us tonight is, of course, the image on the cover that was designed by Robin Jacob, who's an artist who lives in Strathcona, and she created that wonderful pair of shoes that are on the cover. So thank you for coming. We'd love to sign books. There are tons of cupcakes, and we'd love to answer questions. So.
Thanks.